This is he can either like play into that and maybe focus more on the blasters, and like if Simple wants to run away and space things out, like Pavelski has that range. He doesn't have to worry about it. Or he can take the aggro route, which is possibly the route he'll take, and just like grab those Katars and go in. Simple's running away. I'm going to chase dodge after him. I'm going to stick to him like glue, and I'm not going to let him go.
3, 2, 1.
Well, we'll see which option he decides to go for as we get right on into game number 1 here in the losers bracket. Pavelski versus Simple. Pavelski gets the Katar pickup and no damage done for the first 10 seconds of this one. Looks like it's going to be a slow one.
Oh yeah, you're already seeing that in Simple's play. You're seeing jump, fast fall, down air. You're seeing like this is 2016 Axe ranked gameplay, and Pavelski going after him off stage. Gonna even up the damage. The downlight coming out, but again, Simple is in the air. Pavelski goes onto the soft platform. See that downlight reaching up. Pavelski's possible DPS here is huge with these blasters, but that high strength and this heavy weapon from Simple keeping him in the lead. Nice down air into the side air off the ricochet, even from the left side of the stage, knocking out Pavelski having some trouble as Simple takes a very early lead in game 1. Here's the down air, goes for the down sig. I wanted to see some more of those earlier. Maybe he'll continue that in this game, but Pavelski finds a beautiful punish. Gravity cancels side signature. His reads and punishes with side sig have been fantastic so far. You don't see a lot of players, even back in like Lucian's heyday, using that because you have those kind of 2 jabs. It's not like you go for the first one and if you hit, you go to the second one, versus if you miss, you just do the first one. Like you're locked into the swipe, which can be a long one. Simple coming in further with this axe play. Very well played from him. Unfortunately for Pavelski, he's not going to win the range game here. He's stuck on those Katars, waiting for a weapon spawn. It seems like it's been ages since one came in. How is one still? How long has it been? The weapon spawn comes in. It's on the right side of the stage. Pavelski's able to grab it. It is blasters for him this time. He has to be wary of those down airs from Simple. I don't know why Pavelski is throwing these down airs himself when Simple's above him. He has a good vertical tool to deal with in the blaster's nair. One of the best nairs in the entire game. Has so much priority on it. A lot of damage very quick. And it's very safe. Simple going under the stage all the way to the right side. Pavelski with the D-Sig over the corner. That's Lucian Brain coming in. Either he spaced it incorrectly and didn't get to go over the corner, or he spaced it exactly where he wanted to and use it as a baiting tool. Look at this string ending with a neutral signature from Pavelski. Weapon toss going up back to the blasters. Simple without a weapon here. Unarmed sidelight coming in. Pavelski answering out a hit stun with the dare. Weapon toss going down. Ground pounds near the wall. Simple remaining wide, staying deep in that push-off column. Simple still with a lead here. Has a very heavy-hitting hammer. Seen him back up. Stomp. I can't believe the stomp reached. Has a gigantic weapon hitbox to throw out to break up those approaches. Break up that neutral from Pavelski. Stomp side air. Possibly going to finish it up. The weapon toss coming in early. Unarmed side air. Pavelski going to get hit with the weapon, and that is going to secure it. That dodge is not going to cover enough territory to touch the wall. Simple taking game 1. Putting out almost 600 damage that game to the 388 that Pavelski put out. Keeping in with this Lucian pick. Leaving on the board Small Brawlhaven, Miami Dome, and Demon Island. Doesn't want any moving platforms whatsoever. He did opt to leave open Miami Dome with those 2 static soft plats. But other than that, we're going to flat maps only, boys, here on Small Brawlhaven. Seeing the down airs already starting from Pavelski. Simple kind of on top of him, so they didn't end up hitting. Pavelski's down airs have been a little bit lackluster, but Simple's axe down airs, man, they've been controlling major points of this game. Going in with a big side sig read. We're starting to see more signatures coming out from Simple. Like we saw a D-Sig last game. Saw a big axe side sig this game. I don't know if he's going to continue to use that side sig or whether it was just like a warning saying, hey, I have this. I can cover like a third of this stage, but Pavelski can cover almost all of the edge. Dodging through that big side air. dead even in this game so far. Side air sending Simple over to the edge. Pavelski getting back onto the platform. Oh, does the instant ground pound. I wonder if he meant to do that. That is very tough to consistently hit and repeat. Weapon toss going up. Simple finding the first knockout. Also going to find himself with some stage control and weapon control. Weapon toss going down. It's high directly to Pavelski. The easiest weapon pickup of his life. There again, the Lucian Brain D-Sig right over the corner and follows that up with a ground pound even though the D-Sig missed. Going to confirm that edge guard. Grab the stock. Pavelski, not worried about weapon starving as much, or at least enough to throw away his weapon and grab that spawn. He just kind of wanted to play around it, forcing Simple to come to him, as Pavelski has the lower range with these Katars. Only able to find the 2-hit, goes for the 3-hit. Again, goes for the 3-hit, only able to find the 2-hit. Simple finds 2. There's a 3rd. I think after 3 of those that have missed, Pavelski is not going to go for the dare as his follow-up option. Ooh, that's a big side air, and that's going to be a knockout. Maybe not on another map, but definitely on Small Brawlhaven.
Pavelski does have the blasters, though. Could easily see him finishing off this stock of Simple. Just needs a downlight dash jump recovery. If he can get the hit or a neutral sig, will do it for Pavelski.
There you see him, the characteristic going real high on that one. Has the guitars in his hand. Weapon spawn coming in. You can throw your weapon away and pick that up. You have the room here. There you go. That's going to keep Simple weapon starve. One's coming in. Oh, unfortunately, it was like a point-blank weapon toss, and Simple was able to dodge through it.
Yeah, there is a little bit of startup on that weapon toss before it becomes active. So if you're completely stacked up, then it will not connect.
Pavelski retreating back to the main platform, going in again. Oh, man, he's not going to hit it that time. I'm surprised we didn't see a little bit more of an aggressive approach coming out from Simple. Sometimes that can be not in Simple's wheelhouse, but also sometimes it can be.
Oh, but there's that down air into the down signature from Simple. Wants to hide it until he needs to use it, the trap card, but a nice down air punish from Pavelski.
It's so good. I think he should use it more. If Pavelski has Katars in his hands, I think he should use it more.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, especially considering Pavelski, you know, with the Katars is trying to stack up. So that down is great.
Like, you've been seeing him go for the side light, D-light, and then follow up with the dare that he's missed 3 times now. If Simple had Axe in his hands and D-Sigs after that, like, he's getting some damage. Most likely a knockout on that one. He's going to clean up this game. And are we going to see no character swap from Pavelski? I guess he's just not confident in any of his other characters. He wants to continue with this Lucian, and we're going back to Small Brawlhaven. That's fine with Simple.
The Lucian was doing almost enough, right? Like, he was getting close, but there's still a little bit more that he has to do. Of course, Simple still closing out the games, and Simple is now 1 game away from closing out the set and continuing on in the bracket. Of course, here in the losers bracket, that means if Pavelski loses here, he's out. He's done for the day.
I don't see any major control or oppression coming in from Pavelski's blasters when he can keep Simple at range. And then everything with Katars is it's like the standard Katar player's woes of they hit 2, but then their opponent dodges out of like the 3rd hit. So what did they do? They did like 18 damage. Meanwhile, Simple hits a dare and does 9,000 damage, or he hits what he's been doing, like multiple down airs and then a side air, and he's put out like 3 times the damage that Pavelski just did.
Okay, so for the record, down air does not have 9,000 damage on it. It actually got lowered to 8,900 damage, just for those of you who are not keeping up with the balance patches.
Dude, bless up on that. I'm sorry, I forgot to read patch notes on Tuesday or Wednesday. So bless up for that one. That was very, very needed. Thank you, TWK.
Shout outs to the balance team. You do see the recovery coming out from Pavelski. Unfortunately, was not enough damage on top of Simple for that to knock out. You saw him try to read with the N-Sig as well. He knew how close Simple was to that kill box, but just could not find that final blast.
Pavelski's still going in with these down airs, and that's not where Simple is. He's just really kind of never there.
Yes.
And it's like Cody kind of does the same thing too, but Pavelski's throwing out these down airs when Simple is stacked or above him. Again, he's stacked and he's throwing out these down airs. That's not the move that he needs to fish with here against Simple. Like, that
Oh.
isn't a successful neutral that he is going to find hits on against Simple.
Yeah, it's just not working, and unfortunately, it seems like Pavelski doesn't have a lot of other neutral tools in his Blasters play, so he's kind of struggling to find those hits. You see him trying to rely on these downlights, does find the recovery, finally gets a stock off of Simple, but he is more than a full stock behind considering he is damaged on his last stock.
Neutral light into the side light. Unarmed kit from Simple, not going to do a ton of damage. Gonna rub a little bit of salt in the wound. Has that hammer, so he's gonna have the potential for huge damage. Hits a side air. Just kind of sitting over on that corner. If I was Pavelski in 2020, I would not want to be playing Katars into hammer.
Oh, but his guitars, they're working all right. He's starting to find these hits, but again, Simple, the way that he's positioning, he's like, I really want to hit you with this N-Sig. Like, he's just trying to sit on that corner, back to the wall, trying to throw out the N-Sig, and he's like, that's not working. Gonna switch over to the axe because he's taken quite a bit of damage here on the second stock.
And that's like the heavy weapon and also Taros Blessing is like, you saw how many hits Pavelski just put out. Simple hits like 2 or 3, and he does the exact same thing in like 10 seconds, what took Pavelski 30 seconds to do. Stomp side air, turned him red, almost knocked him out. There's the recovery. Is there a weapon toss down? Simple wants to add insult to injury and go for another recovery. Didn't need it, and that was it. 582 damage to 325. Like, you think about that Katar string that Pavelski hit at the end, I can't imagine that does more than 50 damage. I just can't imagine it does more than 50.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the pitfall of these read-heavy weapons, is that you have to get a lot of raids to get the equivalent amount of damage to these heavy-hitting weapons. And unfortunately for Pavelski, he wasn't able to close it out. He, like, a lot of times when Pavelski's playing the Katars and he's going for that, it's to shove his opponent off stage. Like, once he gets the stage control, that's where you see him really thrive. But he was never able to completely get Simple off stage, and so because of that, Simple just traded back damage and won.
I think maybe on that entire set, we saw him hit like 2